Autumn Jivenchy, take one.
All right, man. So this is a bit of a producer's table. A little inspiration by Oracle Audio and Ethan. Do you know Ethan from Oracle Audio?
Yeah, I've heard him. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah, because we've got a big network of producers, and we are College Beats, but we've really been sleeping on beats. So I just really wanted to open up this forum to just really give the some of the biggest producers in the city that outlet, and I know you're real close with Lee Tensei as well. Like, what's your relationship with him?
That's my brother, man. I've known him for about 3-4 years. He's definitely like one of the dopest producers I've obviously heard. So.
Definitely. And I've been talking to him before I even started talking to you, but, I know, big shout out to him. He just had a kid recently. So,
yeah, shout out to Lee Tensei, man. That's my
congratulations
brother.
for sure. And to just talk a little bit about your introduction, what would you say inspired you to get into music? Was it a specific producer? Was it your family, or was it just the situation that you were in?
I'll say definitely my brother. He went to school in North Carolina for audio and engineering, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I was about 11, 12. I remember going downstairs one day just hearing nothing but noise, like what's going on down there, like. And he had introduced me to a program called FL Studio. It was FL Studio 7 at the time.
Yeah,
I think.
Fruity Loops.
Yeah, and I just stood down there all night just watching him make beats. And his friends came over one day and they ended up leaving. He ended up not really showing me how to make a beat because I was watching them the whole time, like throughout a good course of the whole day.
Yeah.
And he left for like 2-3 hours and came back. I made like 3 beats. Or just at least had them ready.
So while you were just sitting there?
Yeah, while I was sitting there. He came in, was like, how you do that? Like
with like keyboards and pads and different things?
Just regular keyboard, like computer keyboard.
Really?
Yeah, like we ain't have he didn't have like the MPC or nothing like that.
Because that's what we talked about earlier, that I have a lot of experience interviewing artists,
right.
DJs, different people in that spectrum. Like, what would you say that as a producer makes you different than an artist or than a DJ? Like, what is that lane that you're in?
I mean, just being inspired. You know what I'm saying? I can say I'm different as far as like being inspired and hearing different sounds from a different majority, like a different good selection of producers, like in the industry in general and in the city, like just inspiration.
Yeah, like for example, like Metro Boomin doing his own project, like he did. And I know like a lot of DJs come on here and say like, oh, well, I want to have my own project. And that's, something similar where, DJ Khaled-esque or, how that all works and what we were talking about earlier and what we're trying to do. And if you wanted to talk, you talked a little bit about Lee Tensei, but the rest of your team, like who would you consider the people around you that are supporting you?
Yellow Vision, Too Rich, Benji, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. I can't say we grew up together, but, I went to high school with him, and he was a senior, and I was a sophomore at the time. But really listening and paying attention to his music and, you know what I'm saying, just to come up, just being there from the come up, it's definitely, like, amazing. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
And they're out in Atlanta quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they make their moves, man. They doing their thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, anybody else around me, like Nito Beats, that's my brother too.
Yeah, he's been out to the compound before.
Yeah, Nito, my boy Rax Fifth, M80, he's my brother too.
Yeah, M80 just got
like
hired with Timeless, correct?
Yeah, yep. Congrats on that too. He's an amazing, amazing supporter, amazing engineer, amazing everything. You know what I'm saying? Amazing mentor. Like he's like my mentor. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And it's pretty dope.
Yeah. And I think, big shout out to Timeless right now. We're promoting our DJ Jam series, and that's why that backdrop's up. I don't know how comfortable they are with it, but, I do want to switch up the set a little bit, just because, like you said, you thought, this was Timeless.
I did. Every time I watched it, I'm like, yeah, Timeless? Like,
Exactly. And, I previously had another studio, and, it's a whole process. And like I said, with the compound and stuff that, it's nice to take all the experience that I learned and apply it into my own content, and it's tough, though, at the same time, because, you have to become a jack of all trades. I've got to coordinate the audio. I'm live on Facebook right now. I've got 50,000 other things going on. So
multitasker.
Exactly, and that's why I want to put together this organization that I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
And what is your thoughts of the music scene as it is now? And obviously I told you some of my opinion earlier, but kind of as a counter to that, what's your opinion?
I think it's pretty dope as far as, there's certain people in the city that's getting together and working together doing amazing things. You know what I'm saying?
Who would that be?
As far as the whole Timeless, how they got everybody kind of organized in their studio in general. Just talking about the artist perspective though,
which artists?
I'll say Devin Burgers. You see Devin Burgers and D8 working together doing stuff.
Yeah, JB.
Yeah, and JB Lamont, he's dope.
Yeah.
The whole YNO, they dope too. Shout out to YNO.
Yep, they'll be out here as well.
Oh, when?
Whenever they want. I mean, that's the whole thing about this place. It's nice when you own your own building. You can just open it up whenever you want. And hey, it's not going to be around forever. That I probably only have, a couple years.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that if, hip hop is probably not going to pay for the bills.
Right.
And that's, part of the reason why we're talking, on the production angle. Because, I talk with different artists and, they're looking at, $10,000 to $15,000 for industry beats, give or take, and on the other side you've got artists looking for YouTube beats,
right?
And from a business perspective, I can't touch you. I can't. There's no paperwork on that. I mean, what's your view on that?
I mean, I can't speak for the artist in general on what they prefer to do.
Yeah, from the producer's perspective, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's cheesy in a way, but I think it's cheesy.
Yeah, and actually, it does make sense from a networking aspect.
From a
because you're not gonna reply to everybody's DMs. So an artist is gonna be salty. He's gonna be lonely. He doesn't know anybody that produces beats. So I understand someone in that situation, in that environment, sure, but someone that actually is somebody, and I've gone to events before and you would hear beats from YouTube back to back during performances.
Yeah.
And it's what are we doing? There needs to be, today there is no barrier to entry.
Right.
Everything's so cheap. Everybody can just really, create.
Yeah. I mean, just to continue speaking on that topic, I mean, like I said, I mean, I think just from I can't speak from an artist's perspective. Whatever floats their boat, floats it. You know what I'm saying? But when you do got producers in the city that make beats, why ain't you reaching out to them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody has their preference on what they want to hear, what they sound like on a beat. But, there's producers in the city too that got their own budgets and they got a price on leases or exclusives. I mean, it's cool, but, as a producer, and I'm speaking at a different, on a different level, we want artists at the end of the day, regardless. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just be that producer that just wants money and just wants to work with people for
just
money.
Hit legs.
Yeah. But, I mean, at certain times, when some artists can take advantage of the producer, and not just the producer, it could be the engineer, you know what I'm saying? It could be a videographer. It's just a lot of things behind the scenes that, not a lot of people see. They only see a video getting done for an artist that they're only paying more attention to. You know what I'm saying? They're only focused
they don't know what that process is.
Yeah, they don't know the process behind what's going on. What's really going on behind the camera or behind the scenes, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if I can speak for a producer or anybody that's behind an artist that's going through certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's really just what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the more information that people have and the more conversations we're having, the more people are going to wake up, and understand that, we're not fucking with you if you don't have, music that you own.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, as an outlet, as a producer, we can't take somebody serious. you know, and
Dang, they call somebody.
oh yeah, I think it's an ambulance.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and I mean, and that's and that's a part of remodeling the compound as well. Like, what is your opinion on the compound?
I think it's gonna be dope. I like looking at stuff before it's done, just to kind of get an idea of what it would look like when somebody's describing it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it might look way better than what I thinking in my head, but
Yeah.
I kind of like looking at stuff before it gets built,
Sure.
especially if it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this this podcast gives me an opportunity to bring people out.
Right.
So then, because I don't want to overwhelm you on the first day that you're out here.
You
Like,
good, man. Trust me.
I don't want to hit you with too much heat. So I, first want to bring people out, as I'm developing things. So then, then when I contact you and go, hey, like we're ready to go. Like you're already gonna know what's up.
Right.
So then there's no hesitation. And it's all good. That I think that is the most, like I said, producers are probably one of the last, and I think talking to Chris Wise as far as live events, I think I need to, talk more to Chris Wise and have him come out as well. Big shout out to Chris Wise.
Shout out to him. Dope.
For sure. But like I said, I also want to pivot to more commercial type of things. Like I was talking to you about earlier, I consolidate my position every couple months, just to kind of, breathe air and give me a little bit of a break because as you can tell, I'm quite a bit of a talker. So, I'll get a phone call and be on a phone call for 2-3 hours. It's just like, that's just no way to spend your day. You got to be making money.
Right.
And if you're not making money, like this isn't going to be possible.
It's messed up because I'm not even a talker really, but I gotta force myself into it, especially since I'm about to have a kid. So I gotta really get my multitask game up. I can't multitask to save my life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like that too, where it's like I'm either 150% in or 150% out. Yeah, we're probably bipolar.
Oh no,
yeah. Clinically. But like it's tough though because artists are so emotional.
Right.
And I think that's another part that I am glad that I'm going to be getting away from, because at the end of the day, I need to approach hip hop not as a business, but as a vibe. And my goal needs to be, rather than building an outlet, I need to be focused on building a vibe. Because at the end of the day, if there's not a vibe, artists aren't going to feel creative. And if artists don't feel creative, or producers don't feel creative, or videographers don't feel creative, guess what? They're not going to come up with anything creative.
Exactly.
So to be able to create a space that's multi-purpose where, everybody's getting paid, and a place that is a fantasy factory, like, hey, we need to build, I was talking to Visuals by Al, shout out to
shout out Visual, man. He doing his thing, man. Get your Visuals by Al.
Yeah, and
Fire.
Taisha,
shout out
big
to her
shout
too.
to, she's...
Those two are dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, she needs to be like, the mayor of Cincinnati.
I be seeing like Al post stuff on Facebook, like just back and forth between them two, and I think
my God,
Snapchat, them two, they hilarious, man. I love both of them.
Yeah,
I don't even personally know them, but
they
I
need
just
a reality show.
That would be dope.
Yeah, they need a reality show.
For real, that would be dope.
And we could produce it, but what would you say are your short term and long term goals? I know we talked, a little bit about short term, but as far as something, long term but attainable, but also long term and seemingly unattainable, like who's an artist you'd like to work with, or on that crazier spectrum?
I mean, as of now, you see who I'm working with right now. I mean, that's definitely going to go full long term with Too Rich. You know what I'm saying? And Yellow Vision and Lee Tensei. Like, that's family. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be regardless. But on my end, I definitely say, like, Oski. Shout out to Oski. He's dope. Like, I think...
Dope personality, too.
Like, for real. Like, he's dope. Like, I really... like his music, I like his vibes, like his energy. Every time we link, it's just nothing but positivity. Like, we just chop it up. Like, it won't even have to be about music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out Oski. Isaiah.
Shout out to Oski. But
yeah, he came on at the previous space that I had. So, definitely big shout to Oski. And what other, how can people find you? Let me get this guy going. That usually I just use the main camera.
Okay.
You know, and I just use that for the intro. Like for the outro and shit, we'll also do your when you start talking shit. There we go.
Well, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. Everything's at Autumn Jivenchy, AutumnJivenchy. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But reach me out on Twitter. Not Twitter. Reach me out on Instagram because that's pretty much gonna be my main source that I normally go to. Because I'm gonna get back to posting more videos of making beats and. You know what I'm saying? Reaching back out and actually looking at my DMs this time.
Yeah, and where can people buy your beats?
I don't have anything up yet, but my website's in the works. So you just reach me out on IG. I'll try and get to you if you try and reach out for beats. Don't forget.
Dope. Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Most definitely, man. It was a pleasure to come out here, man.
Absolutely, and we'll keep on chopping up as well.
Yes, sir.